Got comments already as well. The Rock says, "Hi Tazer, hope you're doing well." Oh yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you. I thought I'd jump on today because I'm hoping today is actually going to be my last day of isolation. Thank God for that. So as of Thursday, I'm going back to work, which is going to be amazing to actually be able to go out to work. Because again, in case you guys haven't seen the newest video, which I don't think many of you have, to be honest, it's a Taser Extra video, and I think a lot of you haven't seen it. I know that the link for it wasn't working for a little while, so I don't think a lot of you guys have seen it. But I did say in that video that I've been on the list of extremely vulnerables because I'm diabetic. So I haven't been able to go to work, which has been a right pain in the butt. I haven't been able to leave the house at all since February. So I'm so sick of being stuck at home. But today, hopefully, is the very last day of me being stuck inside. I'm planning on going exploring tomorrow because obviously we're allowed to now meet up outside in households of, was it 2 households, maximum of 6 people. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be doing some explore videos. So more videos like that will be coming very soon. And on Thursday I go back to work. So yes, back to a little bit of normality. That would be very, very nice. What are you guys saying? Shane Unknown. Sorry, I said that. Shane Unknown does YouTube. Hello, Nathan. Hope you're well. I'm very well, thank you. I'm even better now. I can go outside. Oh, this is weird. It's like mirrored. I turn it this way, thinking it's going to go that way, but it goes the opposite way. Okay. That's 2 of us on the list. Then yes, yeah, I was on the list. I did get an email saying that I'm no longer on the list, which is why I can go out now, which is fantastic. But yeah, since February, I've been stuck at home basically the entire time. I've got this in a weird way, so I switched around the other way, so my hand might go in front of the camera a few times. I apologise, but the camera's on this side. Nathan smells. Yes, yes I do. I don't actually. I just had a bath. 1967 Rhonda says hi. How's it going? And Rachel says hi everyone. Got to get 10 people in. I really thought we were going to get like 2 people in, considering it's like the middle of the day. But I suppose a lot of you guys are in the same boat as I was, stuck at home and things. So how many of you guys are stuck at home right now? If you are, sound off in the comments, because it sucks, doesn't it? It's absolutely horrific. It frustrated me so much because of the fact that for the entire pandemic through, was it? Well, it's about a year now, isn't it? It's been over a year. But since March last year, I've been working and I've moved house and all sorts of stuff. I've been doing everything like as I could, obviously fitting within the rules, but I've been normal basically, not completely normal. Obviously, the entire world's gone to pot, but as normal as I can be. I've done many things like working and stuff. And then all of a sudden in February, I got this email saying you are on the list of extremely vulnerable because you're diabetic and you have to self isolate. And you're only allowed out for medical reasons. So to go and get my jab, which I've now done. I've had my jab, and that was literally it. I wasn't allowed even out for exercise, which was so frustrating. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow getting out and actually being able to do stuff. Anything. This is why, like, the last video that I think, again, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It is on the community tab and it's also on the website. I didn't upload it as a full video because of the fact that it's not the most entertaining video in the world. It's not. Sorry, we go saying one sec. Lots of comments coming in. Sing us a song, mate. You don't want to hear me sing. Trust me. I am, but I've been digging a tunnel with spoons. Can you dig one at my house? Luckily, I'm working from home, waiting for flights to be available so I can explore again. Yeah, so actually, that's something I should probably tell you about. We are actually in the process. I say we, me and Colin from the Bearded Explorer, are in the process of organising a trip to Chernobyl this year in September. I think we haven't booked it just yet, but we are organising it, which will be with Solar East, with the same guys that Neil went with. So hopefully, very very soon that will be announced properly. We've got lots of chat coming in. You guys obviously have nothing better to do than see me sitting in my bedroom. To be fair, we're in lockdown. Well, we're not actually. Are we in lockdown? I'm confused. Are we still in lockdown or are we actually out of lockdown? I think we're still in lockdown, but there's relaxed rules. I think that's how it works. Been able to go to college, but I can't wait to meet up with people and properly go exploring again, says Lucy Henshaw. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I work in a college and it's the most isolated job in the world because I'm a cleaner. That isn't my profession normally. Like, I was working as a production company as a production company. I was working for a production company back last year, And obviously because of COVID, they shut their offices, which is where I was predominantly working, and they basically let us all go with the hopes of being rehired. And I have never been rehired, so I contacted them. They're like, "We haven't got work," and it's just frustrating. So I had to take work as a cleaner, and I was working in a college, working doing the cleaning at night, and it's like the most isolated job in the world. Like I literally work on my own for 4 hours. No, I don't see anybody apart from the clock in machine and clock out machine. That's it. And the fact that I got like told I was extremely vulnerable and I have to like stay home, I can't even go to work. I was like, seriously, I don't even see anyone at work. Uh, yes, I've been stuck indoors. However, it's given me a chance to make more YouTube videos based around raw gaming content. I'm hoping to be back working for Namco UK next week. Yeah, fingers crossed. So fingers crossed things go back to normal soon because it's been ridiculous. Obviously, I've been able to make videos and stuff, but it's not. I know you guys want to see exploring videos. I want to see exploring videos. I want to go out and explore. It's frustrating. It really is. I'm trying to give you guys the best content I possibly can, but obviously with not being able to go outside, it's limited as to what I can actually do. Oh, by the way, if you guys have seen the documentary I recently did, the challenge, the two 13-year-olds Home Alone challenge, let me know what you thought in the comments because I'm really curious because not only me but the two girls actually are really curious to know what you guys thought. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. Go leave a comment because so far everyone seems to have liked it that I've seen. But yeah, it's quite good to get feedback on it. Morning 6 a.m. in Atlanta. Been stuck in home for 4 years. Wow. What? Welcome to the world living vicariously through people. What's the reason for that? Why have you been stuck at home for 4 years? I'm guessing that's medical reasons or something. Band Explorer, come with me. Rule of 6. Yeah. So yeah, it's like we can meet up as two households. So is it you can't mix. This is really good. So you can meet up with one other household, and between the two households you can have a maximum of 6 people. That's what I understand. And also the stay-at-home rule is now been abolished for the time being. Anyway, fingers crossed it doesn't come back. I'm hoping that today is the last day that I have to like be forced to isolate. So yeah, fingers crossed. It's very confusing. It's a weird time, isn't it? It's not. It's almost unprecedented, as people keep saying. It's not something we're used to. Obviously, if you've been staying here for 4 years, then maybe you are used to it. But it's very strange to feel like the whole world has basically been put on hold. And you know, because that's what it feels like for me. Because obviously, a year ago I was working my way up and getting my way into the film production and TV production industry, and I managed to do that. And I was still it was still kind of early days. I was just kind of like starting out, and I've been working there for about 6 to 7 months. And I was getting to grasps with everything, and then COVID, and it literally just turned my entire world upside down. And it's not just me; obviously, everyone else has gone through this as well. But it's so frustrating, especially when you've got something that you've worked hard to get, and it's just taken away from you like that, and it's got nothing to do with you at all. So I'm hoping, yeah, at some point I can get back to doing that. Yeah, medical vision balance, heart rate issues, horrible insurance doesn't help. Yeah, it sucks. To be honest, there's a lot of my subscribers. I do chat with a few of them sometimes on Instagram, and a few of them are saying that they watch videos, especially exploring videos, because they can't actually get out and about and do it themselves. So that seems to be quite a common sort of theme, which I'd never thought about when I was started doing exploring videos. Because obviously it is, in a way, us exploring is kind of like showing you stuff that you wouldn't normally see. But I never really thought of it in terms of like the people watching couldn't go out and do that for other reasons, and that seems to be a regular thing with my viewers, which is it's cool. I'm great. It's great. I can like I say offer you a service, but it's not offer you a service, is it? But allow you to sort of see the outside world and amazing things that you wouldn't even normally see as somebody who can go out and about on the channel, which is fantastic. So yeah, I'm glad that you can see the videos like that. Thumbs up, yes. So what is everyone up to today then? Obviously I'm doing nothing, as you can tell. Everyone up to anything interesting at all? Oh, more comments. We've got loads of comments going through. Morning new subscriber, thought I'd drop in for a listen. Hey B, welcome to the channel. And say this is not the most interesting content in the world. Hopefully you will see more interesting content in the next few weeks. Like I was just saying, tomorrow hopefully I'm going out exploring. It's not 100% sorted yet, but I have been organising it with my mate Steve. So hopefully we're going soon. What I'm thinking about doing tomorrow, if we can get down there. I did some videos when I very kind can't talk today at all. When I very first started this channel, that were on places that were kind of local to me, and I think hardly anyone has seen them because of the fact that my channel was tiny and the editing and the filming was crap. So I'm hoping that I'm going to go and film those, but do it in a better way. So there's a place in Somerset, not Somerset, sorry. What is it? Wiltshire, not Somerset, which is a big long ammunition tunnel. So I'm thinking about doing that, but tying it in with other things that are in the area, because a few of the mines that I've explored already are kind of in that area, and there's also something called Ammunition Valley, which is basically the same sort of thing. It's all to do with World War II and the army and stuff that was based there. It's the same place where Burlington Bunker is, which, if you guys know, Burlington Bunker is like one of those meccas that all urban explorers would love to go to, but it's owned by the MOD, so you can't get inside. And it's all to do with like secret bases and stuff like that. And I think it would be cool to sort of do a video where we tie those together and show bits of them all and film better than I was able to when I first started doing the channel. So I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, along with a couple of other sites which I did back in the day, but again, hardly anyone's seen. But they're still there. So I was thinking about doing that soon. Either that or we're going to find some other locations and stuff. But that's what we've got focused on tomorrow. But we'll see how that goes. What are you guys saying? Easter holidays, yay, chocolate. I know, no doubt we'll have some chocolate. I shouldn't really, because obviously I'm diabetic, but no doubt I will have some. Today I'm going to sort through my Steam and install a few games and watch some Urbex on YouTube. Yeah, go watch my videos. I'm joking. I've actually been doing that. That's why I'm playing a lot of Steam, because again, I'm working at the moment currently on a video actually, because some of you guys might not know this. This channel hasn't been around for 10 years, but I've been uploading to YouTube for 10 years. And that happens in July. The anniversary is in July. So I'm currently at the moment working on a video, which is a special video telling the story of the last 10 years and talking a bit about how this came to be, how the channel came to be. And because of obviously my background, if you didn't know, the channel used to be a gaming channel. I used to do gaming reviews and Easter eggs and all sorts of stuff like that. I still get on a daily basis offered games from companies to do reviews on, and I very rarely take them, but I've still got something like 400 to 500 games on my Steam account, which has kept me really, really busy over the last few months. So yeah, I've got so many games on my Steam, it's ridiculous. Are we mainly making cat memes and annoying live streamers who my witty anecdotes about rude looking vegetables? Not spoons today, no? Sounds extremely interesting. I'm going to attempt to edit a video today, I think. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, that's a video I'm working on at the moment. I started doing that yesterday. And it's looking okay. It's one of those things that, with a video like that, it's a long video. I mean, it's 10 years I'm talking about. 10 years. I can't explain that in like 15 minutes. It's going to be a long video. But the problem with a long video is flow. Anyone who does editing or anyone who makes videos in any kind of way, you'll know that keeping an audience interested for an extended period of time, especially when a lot of it is just you talking like this, requires good flow in a video and cutting between scenes and stuff like that to keep the person interested. So that's what I'm trying to do. Yesterday I kind of got quite far, but I think I'm gonna have to go back and re-edit it because there's a loss of flow. Even I'm feeling it. I'm watching it. I'm going, yeah, that drops off a bit. So I'm gonna try and re-edit it. But I've got till July anyway, so that's what I'm thinking about doing. I've also got another idea because, in case you guys don't know, the podcast we started, Tazer podcast, not Grounded podcast, but Tazer podcast was started back in 2014, and the very first people that I was on there with was a friend of mine called Kim and a friend of mine called Chris. Now, you guys know that the Murdercast channel is coming soon, and that's, if you don't know about it, it's all about basically a radio stroke podcast about unexplained, unsolved murders and urban legends, that kind of stuff. And the person I'm going to be co-hosting that with is actually Chris, who was in the podcast originally. So what I was thinking about doing, again in July, was doing a reunion podcast where me, Chris and Kim, who were the first people to ever be on the Tazer podcast, do a podcast together just to talk about what's happened in the last 10 years, etc. I thought it'd be quite, quite a lot of reminiscent, interesting thing. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Excuse me. Your throat's getting a bit dry. And Posty's just been awesome. I'm sat in front of a window because natural light. Right, what are you guys saying? Spoons are out of fashion now. I've been asked. I've been stalking Neil with a potato shaped like Ron Jeremy. Mr. Shannon, like you definitely don't not entertain. You can be entertained for years on the channel. Sounds good. Cool. I don't know if you actually watched, but it's not on the channel anymore because I took it down because I was a bit like, oh, I'm not sure if I like this or not. But if you guys watched the mini series I did during the time I wasn't allowed out, which was to do with building an abandoned house in that game House Flipper. I think you were watching Mr. Shannon right for a little bit, and then you sort of dropped off. I think towards the end because in the second episode we actually recreated Dexter's kill room. In that, you know Dexter, the TV show, where he's like a serial killer, but he's also a cop. We recreated his kill room in the house. That was what people wanted to see. They wanted to see me recreate his kill room, and we were putting like utensils down and stuff like that. And I put down a single spoon, and I said in the video, "That's for Mr. Shannonite." So I didn't forget you, but I'm not sure if you saw it or not. You should go to Bellevue Greyhound Stadium in Manchester, Tazer. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. There's so many places I'd love to go right now. I mean, obviously the world's a bit at the moment, so eventually we'll get back to going on road trips. I definitely want to organise a road trip soon. Like, as soon as we're able to get back and doing stuff, a road trip around the UK sounds like a fantastic idea because I feel like going abroad might take a bit longer. Obviously, we're planning Chernobyl this year. That's one specific location, and we can pretty much go there and come back. We don't need to go anywhere else. But I think in terms of actual travel overseas and stuff for big road trips, I think that's going to take a while to get back to normal. But travelling around the UK, I think is something we could probably organise quite soon after things go back to normal. So I would like to do a road trip because we haven't done one in ages. Problem with that is obviously I need to get back to getting paid properly in a proper job, not being a cleaner. The fact that I don't want to go too much into sums and stuff, but obviously when I was working as a production assistant, I was getting paid over double what I get paid a month now. So it's tough. It's tough. So that's something that needs to return to normal, and then once that's done, then we can start doing more adventures, more road trips, etc. But it is something I want to do, definitely. Great timing because it seems reunions are big right now. Will you include how you chose your name? So I can actually tell you that right now, to be honest. There's a funny story. I was talking about it to my girlfriend yesterday, and Tazer was never me. Tazer was never me. It was a brand. So originally the channel was, well, I say the channel, but originally the Call of Duty clan that it started as was Team Deadeye. So the clan tag was DEDI, Deadeye. And that was what it started out as. And then when we decided to start trying to be a bit more professional, we joined a professional league. We wanted something that sounded a bit cooler. So we ended up with Tazer. And at the time it was Tazer Professional Gaming. Or Tazer Competitive Gaming. Sorry, Tazer Competitive Gaming. Which, fun fact, is why the website for a long time was called TazerCG.com. Because it was Tazer Competitive Gaming. But as time went on, I was making videos. People just started calling me Tazer. I never picked the name myself. It was a brand. That was what the whole thing was. It was based around this brand that was the clan, and obviously the clan fell apart, and I kept the brand and decided to use the brand for something else. But it was always a brand name. It wasn't never meant to be me. But because people just started calling me Tazer, I just kind of went with it. So yeah, that's the story behind that. It's not that interesting, but like that's how it came to be. That's the truth. Bugger, I'm watching it straight after this. It's not available to see, unfortunately. I took it down because it wasn't like although I love doing gaming videos, this isn't a gaming channel, and this isn't what the channel is about. Maybe I'll upload it to, because I've got a gaming channel called Glitch, which is just basically for me to dump stuff places. Maybe I'll re-upload it to that, and I'll put a link on the community tab if you want to see it that bad. Yeah. So I didn't. The thing is, on this channel, like I said, I want it to be focused on Urbex. I don't want to go too far off on a different tangent. In fact, one of the things I talk about in this video that's coming up the last 10 years is that if there's one thing I've learned over the last 10 years of doing YouTube, is you need a niche. And you find your niche and you stick to that niche, and your audience enjoys that niche. If you start venturing off on different tangents and different things on the same channel, it doesn't work. So this is why, like, the murdercast thing I could probably do on this channel, but I think it needs its own separate channel somewhere else that is going to attract that audience. I mean, I've already had comments from some people saying, sounds like a cool idea, but I'm not subscribing, it's not my thing. And that's exactly why you don't mix different types of content. So yes, occasionally I might do gaming stuff, but I might transfer the streams once they're done over to the glitch channel, which I can link down on the page at some point. It's not amazing. I literally just use it as a clip dumping site. So if you want to go check it out, I might do that. Cannot wait for your Chernobyl videos. Fingers crossed there isn't a third wave. Yeah, I so hope so. I really do. Really do. I've also got some new equipment now as well. I've got hang on one sec, I'll go and grab it. So I've got this now as well, which is the Zion Weeble S Gimbal, and this thing honestly is fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to using this on some explorers, because I've had gimbals in the past and I found them very cumbersome. This one's quite light, but also quite light and well built. It also can film like this, which is very nice. So it's you don't always have to hold it constantly like this, which gets quite heavy. You can actually put it down like this if you want to and hold it almost like a suitcase, which is amazing. So that will be used quite soon when I get back to doing videos. In fact, if you did watch, again, I'm guessing hardly any of you saw it, but if you watched the Tazer Extra video I did upload the other day, I filmed the entire video using this. So you might notice the difference. It's a lot smoother, it's a lot less jumpy and bumpy, and in fact the footage looks better. And the reason for that is because, one, I'm filming in 4K now, and two, when you have a lot of jump like that on a camera, it struggles to focus. So you'll find that it won't grab that sharp focus unless it stays still for a few seconds. But if I'm constantly doing this, it doesn't get that sharp focus, and it tends to look blurrier, look less crisp. Whereas with this, it's kept it nice and steady, so it has those few seconds to focus on something, and the footage, because of it, looks a lot more crisp, which is nice. So yeah, that's definitely a good bit of equipment. So for when we go to Chernobyl, that's going to be honestly needed. So needed. It's full on abandoned at the moment, has loads of history. What's that, the Chernobyl, or is it somewhere else? Your brand branded you. Yeah, they did, basically. Yeah, I should get one of those cattle things, you know, the hot cattle things. Just psst. Although technically I'm already branded. I do want to get a Tazer logo at some point. I think that'd be quite cool. You're a good bloke, thank you. I agree. So do I. Agree too. Thank you. Everyone's agreeing. That's brilliant. Have you ever visited abandoned Little Chef locations? Still a lot of them around. I haven't. I've seen a lot of them. I know that there's a few not too far away from me, but I think the only time I've ever stopped at one, we couldn't find a way in. So it's not like I'm not looking, but it just depends. Like I said, we don't break and enter, so it depends on if we get there. If there's a way in, then we'll go and film it. But if not, then nothing we can do, really. I'm not going to break the law. Love the Tower of Pop collectibles. That's nothing, honestly. Hang on, let me show you this, because I can move you around because you want to. So that's part of those are my girlfriend's and part of those are mine, and they're all mine. So yeah, I think in total I've got something like 50 or 60, something like that. There's a lot of them. I do collect the pop collectibles. Many bundled with connected abandoned hotels. Well, that looks like the Cadillac of Gimbals. It's fantastic. It really is. Like I said, I bought this off Chris. Funny enough, actually, who again is going to be the co-host of forgotten the blooming channel now. No, that's not good. Murdercast. But yeah, he does all sorts of filming as well, and he runs his own business where he does like graphic design and stuff. And he doesn't use this very often. So I was like, I'm looking for that exact, because I was already looking at buying one of these exact models, and he put on his Instagram, does anyone know how to use this? And I said, if you don't, I said, I do. If you don't want it, I'll have it off you. And he was like, oh, well, I was thinking about selling it. I was like, yes, I'll have it. So I bought it off him. And yeah, it's honestly, it's fantastic. This handle as well isn't part of it, so you can take that off. But you could swap over your little tripod at the bottom and put it on there if you want to. Again, and hold it like that. So you can, if you want it lighter as well, you don't have to use both handles, because this is actually an extra handle that I've already got and I just added it on. But you don't have to use both. So that can reduce weight as well. But it's fantastic. One of my favourite parts about this actually is the ability, I think you can see there, to lock the axis. So one of the biggest pain in the butts when you're trying to balance a gimbal is having to try and balance it properly with all three gimbals moving around, or all three motors moving around. This one, you can literally unlock one at a time if you want to. So there's none on there, and that'll move that. So you can do it one at a time, which makes things so much easier to lock. Also, it means I can use it as a tripod if I want to. So I can literally just mount the camera on it, put it down, and it just stays pointing straight forward, which is also very nice. I need some water. My throat is dry. I haven't done much talking. I've been sat in a house by myself with no one to talk to. So talking is alien to me. Well, I say that, but actually I live with during the week there's 4 kids, my girlfriend, and then at the weekend there's 5 kids, because one goes to their mums and my girlfriend. So yeah, I'm not alien to talking, but I haven't done this much talking in a short period of time, in a while. Oh, what are we saying? So can you show us your current gear inventory ready for the next explore? That would be quite interesting. To be honest, again, if you haven't seen it, there is a video that I did very recently on the channel which shows you my entire collection, including the gimbal. It's called What's in My Bag, and I did that I think about a couple of weeks ago. It was not very long. Again, I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube. I did hear apparently they've stopped promoting Urbex channels, but I don't think a lot of you guys have seen that notification pop up. So if you haven't, go check out the channel, because there is a video that goes through my entire setup, literally in detail, everything I use. I mean, I can grab it now if you want to, but that will go through it in more detail. One sec, I'll get it. Okay, so without going into too much detail, because again, there is a video on this, I will show you quickly. So this is the camera that I use, and this is the Sony A6300. This is the setup I use, and it's set up to go on the gimbal as well. So all this stuff will fit on the gimbal and work as it is. These lights never need to come off. I don't take them off ever, because they've got magnet charging on the back. So these literally, I just put them near the thing and they magnetically clip to it. The microphone setting I use is the Rode Wireless Go, and this is the microphone itself. And basically this wirelessly sends the signal, whatever you're talking about, which is why sometimes the videos you'll see me going, yep, because it's sending the signal through this to the receiver, and it's going through the wire and into the camera and straight onto the footage. So that's the setup I use, pretty much there. The whole thing, all in one bit, one piece. What are you guys saying? Well, I did say it wasn't too sure if you got anything since, dude. No pressure. No, there wasn't. To be honest, this is all new. This is the new setup. This, with this on top of it, obviously not with that there, but it's that and that. That's pretty much the new setup. That hasn't changed very much. That's been the same for a long, long time. This is the menu bit, basically. But what has changed is how I record stuff. So I've got different settings on this now. I've pretty much nailed down slow motion on here, because this does do slow motion. For a long time, I couldn't figure out how to do it without it being super, super dark. Because rule of thumb, when you record any kind of footage, your shutter speed should be twice whatever your frames per second are. So if you're recording at 120 frames, you can't get 240 shutter speed, but you can get 250. The problem with raising your shutter speed that much means that it does make the image a lot darker. So without being able to open the aperture any wider or bump the ISO out without getting noise, it gets ridiculously dark. But I think I've nailed the settings now on that so that it does look good. So that's changed, and I'm also now recording in 4K, which up until very recently I was recording in 1080p, purely because this camera does have an annoying thing where it overheats at 4K. So I've been looking up a few ways of trying to avoid that, one of which is opening up that, which is the battery pack, and recording with that so that some of the air comes out here. The other one is making sure the screen is off the back because a lot of the heat builds up on this bit here. And one is having a cage which apparently is supposed to disperse the heat through the camera, a bit like a heatsink. So I'm hoping that's going to do the job. If not, if all else fails, what you can do is just swap the battery, because it's the battery that gets hot and that's what stops it recording. So I'm fingers crossed this will work, but I need to get out and test it properly. And that's kind of what the walking video was about the other day, was so I could get out, test it, record it for an extended period of time and see how well it works. And it worked really well, actually. It did work very, very well. But the real test will be in the summer when it starts getting a bit warmer and hotter, if I can still continue to record in 4K. If I can't, I may have to switch back down to 1080p, or I need to buy a new camera. And that's something that's been on my mind for a long time, but it's cost. Everything's cost. What are you guys saying? That is such a cool setup. I don't think I got a notification for your what's in my bag video. Yeah, go check it out. It's quite a good video, actually. I was quite happy with that. I just don't think a lot of you guys even got the notification for it, because it was a pretty good video. I spent a lot of time doing like some glamour shots using this, because this thing you can program so it will pan like that by itself, or up and down, or literally any way you want it to do, like this. So I spent quite a bit of time doing some nice glamour shots of all the equipment I use. So if you want to see what stuff I use, it's all on that. It's in so much more detail than I could talk about here. So definitely worth a look. Just had a quick name change. I have to annoy another streamer at 12. Oh god. I missed a Shan, I'm guessing, from the picture. Scream arrow into the mic. Why? What is what is that? What are you? Is that something in another language you want me to say? I should Google that before I say it. To be fair, although I've just said it. I've literally just said it by reading the comment. Are you a tower PC guy or prefer a laptop? Your editing is on point in the videos. Okay, well, and how do I change camera on this? Let me show you. Because my PC is my baby. So that is my PC, and I've had that for a long time. It needs a good clean, as you can tell. I'm absolutely a tower guy. And yes, it glows inside. How cool is that? Absolutely. And then I've got a TV for a monitor, and I've got my Switch, gaming mouse, gaming keyboard. Even the mouse mat itself lights up. Ignore the fact that it's filthy and I need to clean it. But yeah, that's pretty much the setup. I've got my microphone and stuff all set up over here, batteries and stuff charging. I've got Markless Rift. There's my microphone here. Just there. It's pretty nice, not too bad. Yeah, and then pretty much everything else here. And my wall of pops. So yeah, NZXT all the way. I've had that. There's the NZXT Big Tower chassis, and I've had that for a long time. Although I do have, where is it? Bear with me a second. I'll just try to find. Ah, there it is. Okay, so I do have a MacBook as well. And this is fantastic for like editing on the go. I try and avoid using this if I can. But if I'm away or on road trips or whatever, when I was working for the production company, I used to use this a lot. So yeah, it depends. When it comes to editing, I absolutely prefer the PC, 100%. I love a big screen as well. But if you've got no other choice, then I would choose a MacBook Pro. What are you guys saying? Smiley face. Nice NZXT case. Yep. Mad about PC, literally. Yeah, I mean, my PC is my baby. I built that myself. I built that about 5 years ago, and I've upgraded it recently, and it's now got 64 GB of RAM in it, which is the most it can have at all. It's got liquid cooling. It's got something like 10 TB of space in there. It's built for VR as well, so it's got a pretty beastie. I think a 1060, graphics card, and it's got an i5. I could do with an i7 in there, but it's still pretty good. It does need updating, but again, it's the money. So all comes down to money at the end. Don't know if you've spoken about it already, but what software do you use for editing your videos on? Okay, so this has changed recently as well, because up until recently I couldn't. Oh, that's something made a noise. Up until recently, I couldn't get Premiere Pro to work on my PC. So for the last, 8 years probably, I've been using Sony Vegas, and recently upgraded to Magic's Vegas Pro 18. I don't like Vegas Pro. I can use it. It's an okay piece of software, but I would much rather use Premiere Pro. However, I've now managed to get Premiere Pro working on the PC. So the last video that you saw, which was the the walking video, the one that's on the Tazer Extra on the website, that was all done in Premiere Pro. And the one I'm doing right now for the 10-year anniversary is also being done on Premiere Pro. So I've pretty much switched over to that. I've always known how to use Premiere Pro, but I've never been able to get it to work properly on my PC, and I've now nailed that and figured it out. So yeah, Premiere Pro. I do love MacBook Pro, versatile and fast. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I bought this specifically for work. It was for work purposes, but I have done editing on this before. When I moved house and I didn't have the PC set up or anything, I did do some videos on this. I think I did. What videos did I do? If you guys have seen the house where there was the secret staircase, or the random staircase that went up to like a loft hatch, that one was done on this. And also the one with the cinema in the basement. There was like a house with like a cinema in the basement. Who, if you didn't see our video, Steve is the guy in that video I'm going exploring with tomorrow. So hopefully we get some cool places tomorrow. But that was done with this as well. So I can edit on that. It's not so much that it won't edit. It's more the fact that the screen. I'm so used to using a TV now as a monitor that whenever I use a screen this small, it's like I can't see everything I want to do, and I like it all in one place. I could use like multiple screens and like connect this to different things, but that requires buying other screens and wires and stuff. But yeah, it depends on the use. Obviously, if I was on a road trip and I wanted to get a video up because I hadn't done one or something, I could edit on that, no problem. But I'd much prefer to do it on the PC. Right, I am quickly going to go and grab a bit more water because my throat is still dry. So I'll be back in a second, guys. Oh. There we go, that's better. Right, I saw a couple of comments coming just as I was leaving then, so what did you guys say? Anna's Burning Curiosity says hi all. Jeff Wilford says Tazer! How, Jeff? So currently I'm running Ryzen 5 3400G. Wow, Jesus, 1080, yeah, 16 gig. Yeah, see, I upgraded to 64 gig on the RAM purely because Premiere Pro has an option on there to, if it starts jumping loads, you can change it from performance based and you could change it to memory based, so it runs off of the RAM chips. So I've actually got dedicated 20 gigs of RAM just from the RAM chips for editing. So when I'm editing, it runs like butter. So I mean, I don't tend to do anything else while I'm editing anyway, so I could probably, if I wanted to, put like 32 gigs of that into editing and it would just run so smooth. And that was always my issue because it was just jumping loads. So RAM, I would definitely just get the max you can if you can. I mean, it's overkill. It is overkill, but it's nice to have those options, especially for editing, to be able to switch to that sort of stuff if you want to. But yeah, I would love to get. I mean, I need to get a new graphics card at some point. I'd love to get like the new graphics cards that are out. I want to get an i7, which for my motherboard is the biggest I can get in there. Without building a whole new PC, i7 is the biggest I can get. So i7, and then there's a graphics card I want, which I think is about £1,200. But again, it's cost and money and stuff involved. And I want to get a proper screen as well at some point with a better refresh rate, but that's fine. 64 gig is my limit too. I think 64 gig is generally the limit for most graphics cards, or not graphics cards, sorry, motherboards. Go. Right, I think we're going to go for another sort of 20 minutes or so, as long as my throat doesn't give out. So if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. This is why I like podcasts, because with podcasts I can have a break between while other people are talking. Otherwise, if I just sit here for 5 minutes, let my voice have a rest, you guys would be like, I'm bored, let's go. So shall I try that? Should I just sit here? You bored yet? Exactly, so I've got to keep talking. This is why podcasts are good. Yeah, I use the AOC 27 curved. Yeah. See, I want to. The TV is fantastic. The TV I use is Ultra HD 4K, but the refresh rate isn't enough. So in terms of like graphical coping and stuff like that, it doesn't do a decent enough job because it's supposed to be a TV. It's not supposed to be a monitor. I would like to get a big curved monitor with at least a 90 refresh rate, so like that, something quite decent. But yeah, it's cost. I mean, if anyone wants to donate me a TV, a new camera, a new CPU, a new graphics card, by all means, go ahead. But yeah, until I can get things back to normal and earning stuff, like earning more money like I was before, then yeah, it's just going to have to make do for the time being. When are you going to paint me like one of your French girls? If I started painting, it would look nothing like a girl or anything. It would look like a blob. I said the way I can't paint, I can't draw. I can just about do graphic design, and that's purely because I just use bits of images and stuff. I've got a spare monitor you can have, to be honest. I mean, I was joking, but I wouldn't say no to a free monitor. Absolutely not. But yeah, I'm sure I'll get there eventually. It's just we need to get the world back on track. I know that I've been quite vocal about the fact that I don't like people who've been going exploring and doing that kind of stuff during lockdown. Obviously, we're now currently out of lockdown, and as long as you're not breaking the limitation rules, then it's fine. But some people have been pushing it further and basically going out and exploring even in a full lockdown when we're all told to stay at home, and that has really frustrated me because from my point of view, I know that it's been difficult for everyone, but this year I've lost practically everything, and I want to get back to normal, to start setting that all straight. And without people sticking to the rules, I can't do that. If we get back into another lockdown, honestly, I don't know if I could cope with another lockdown. I would literally go nuts. So this is why I'm just imploring everybody, and that's why I was quite vocal about it, to just follow the restrictions and do as you're told. We all want it to go back to normal, just sooner rather than later. I am a blob. You started ditto. This is all going over my head so badly. What the PC stuff? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm quite technical when it comes to PCs and editing and that kind of stuff. It I didn't used to be, honestly. Again, when I do this video celebrating the 10 years of me uploading to YouTube, you'll notice when I first started, I didn't have a clue. I had no idea what I was doing, not in the slightest. I didn't know how to cut and edit. I didn't know how to do transitions. I didn't know how to build PCs when I first started, but I learned how to do that. The whole 10 years has basically been a whole learning curve for me. And if I've needed to know something, I've Googled it, found out, and done it. And it's just built up. So I literally, to this day, I've only been on photography courses. I've never been on an editing course. I've never been on a video camera operators course, or obviously I've worked for a production company, but that wasn't filming or editing. That was just working in the office and setting up shoots and occasionally going on and helping out with shoots. So all of the stuff I've learned is self-taught over the last 10 years. So I might sound technical, but anybody could learn this stuff. It's just if you've got enough drive and you want to know that badly, go out and find it yourself, and you will eventually pick it up. Even though you're probably going to make a lot of mistakes on the way, because again, I was looking at the videos and I've made 1,300 videos across loads of channels. Obviously, at the moment, you guys can see maybe 200, but across all the channels I've done, I've made 1,300 videos. And making 1,300 videos, I've obviously made a lot of crap ones. I still make crap ones, let's be honest. But it's learning from each crap video or each good video. Even it's learning that next step and then taking it a bit further. So in 10 years' time, I'm hoping to be really, really good. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the next 10 years. So I'm missing loads of comments. What have you been playing lately, Tazer? So at the moment, I've actually been playing. Where's my Switch? Literally this morning, I was playing this on my Switch. Oh, the light's going on it. It's called Siberia. If you can see that, hopefully you can. There's a lot of light on it, isn't there? There you go. Oh, and the turns off. Perfect. Yeah, it's called Siberia. I think it's quite an old game. It was a PC game, but I picked them up on the store quite cheap, and yeah, that's what I've been playing. It's a fantastic game. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm not going to lie, I've been looking up a tutorial though, because it's one of those games that I'm like, if I get stuck for like over 10 minutes, I'm like, right, I'm just going to look it up because I get frustrated. Us girls have to stick together. My battery died. I'll have to watch the rest later after charges up. Be well, stay swell, everyone. That's all right. It's fine, Rhonda. Thank you. I will have this up on the channel afterwards, so you can check it out later on if you want to. Bull Beats says, "Hey from Belgium. Hi, how's it going? I want to visit Belgium at some point. Really, really do." My entire channel is crap videos. Now 10 years, I can look back. The thing is, that's how I feel. Like I don't feel like my videos are amazing. I never have, but that may be because I'm self-critical and everyone is self-critical. But I can see, especially where I've been editing this video for the 10-year thing, I can see my videos back then and I can see now. And they might not be perfect now, but they're a damn sight better than what they were 10 years ago. So it is all about improvement and just getting out, making mistakes and then learning from those mistakes and improving. So that's how you do anything in life, not just editing and computers and stuff. It's literally anything. I've always been a big advocate of making yourself uncomfortable in situations to push past that and then get better at it. So, for example, this whole channel was originally started, one, because I had nothing to do. I didn't have a job at the time. And two, because I've never been that confident on camera. I've never been that confident talking to people. I've never been that confident speaking out, and getting myself heard. So for me, I need a drink, one sec. That's if I can speak, my throat isn't dry. For me, I put myself in a situation that I found uncomfortable, and that was putting myself on camera, putting myself out on the internet, and basically keep pushing at that despite people hating and stuff and whatever. Obviously, eventually I found people that liked the content, but putting yourself in that uncomfortable situation and pushing yourself and pushing yourself and pushing yourself until eventually it's not as uncomfortable as it once was. And I absolutely advocate that. If ever there's something that you want to do but you're scared to do it anyway. The more you do something that you don't want to do, the more comfortable you'll become with it. So things like talking out in crowds, like public speaking. A lot of those people that public speak were crap at public speaking. They were probably the shyest people at school, but they've put themselves in a situation where they have to talk out in front of people, and they've got better and better over time. No one just is born with that. You have to push yourself into those situations, and then you'll get better. Your explanation videos inspire me to improve. Thank you. That means a lot to me. It really does. The Secret Vault is another example. Yeah, Secret Vault's not That's the what's his name? I can't remember his name now. We had a conversation about this last time. Somebody was talking about him. Yeah, to be honest, I've done 9 videos, and I personally like about 3 or 4 of them. As soon as I can explore again, I'm going to try and replicate the parts of other videos that I liked. How do you become so popular? Sorry, I'm not popular. I'm not. I'm really. It makes me laugh when people call me popular because yes, I have 8,000, almost 8,000 subscribers, but that's nothing. That really is nothing. I mean, you think about it in terms of, again, I've been on YouTube for 10 years. All right, this channel hasn't been around for 10 years, but the if you think about it, of making 1,000 subscribers every single year, right? 1,000 subscribers every single year, we equal 10. I've got 8. So that's I'm not popular. Okay, you might have 30 subscribers, but that's where I started. I started with 30, and I remember a long time, for a very long time, trying to convince myself that my videos were doing well. In fact, in editing this video that I'm doing at the moment, I watched one particular clip, and it said something like, "Oh, the video's doing really, really well. It's got 300 views." And nowadays, if a video gets like less than 500 for me, I consider that bad. It's done bad. And I know that in terms of things that aren't explores, they will generally get less than 500. If I do an explore and it gets less than 500, for me that's bad. But back then I was like, oh, it's done 300 views. That's fantastic. It's done really well. It's just persevering with it. At the end of the day, if you enjoy doing it, it doesn't matter how many people are watching you. It doesn't matter how many likes you get. It doesn't matter how many comments you get, how many subscribers you get. If you enjoy the process and you enjoy making videos, going out, and whatever it is you do, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. If it mattered, I would have given up 6 years ago because I was making like 20, 30 views a video, if that. It's just something I enjoy doing. It's why I said I am an explorer and I like exploring, but for me, the bit I enjoy the most is the filming and the editing, and that is my bread and butter. If I couldn't do exploring, if I couldn't do urban exploration on YouTube, I'd do something else. I really would, because it's not the be all and end all. Yes, it's a fantastic subject to film. Yes, it's really interesting, and I love doing it. But I'd still make other videos. It's simple as that. I'm not famous. I'm not popular. When we did that video with the girls, where they had their week, obviously, where they had their budget of food and stuff like that, one of their friends turned around and said, your dad's like famous. And I was like, I'm not. I'm just a guy with a camera and a drive to make videos and stuff. That's literally it. So yeah, don't think like, there's a particular way of getting famous or getting well known. It's literally just doing something you love, continuing to do it until eventually other people love what you're doing too. That's it. At first, people are gonna put you down. I mean, the people still put me down now. I had was it the Murdercast channel, when I announced that, somebody said, "Oh, well, if it's as crap as the other content on this channel, I'm not bothering." I don't care anymore. It rolls straight off your back. There's no comment that I haven't heard 1,000 times before. So I don't do the channel, as much as I love you guys, I don't do the channel for you guys. I do it for me because I enjoy doing it, and that's the simple be or end of it. What are you guys saying? Well said. Yep, thank you. I have remixes. Remixes are good. I mean, what kind of remixes do you do? Is it like music remixes? Because that can get into like murky waters. If you're doing like remixes, you might come into copyright strike issues. So be careful with that. You're one of the lads we're proud of you. Thank you. Like I said, it's literally just. I mean, you're gonna get people that hate your stuff. It's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you personally enjoy what you're doing, then have at it. It doesn't matter. I think the same way. Music remixes. Yeah. See, with music remixes, as long as you're careful with it, you can get around it. As long as you make the whole thing from scratch and it's a remix, not just taking someone's song and then adding bits to it or tweaking bits of it to sound slightly different, because you can get into a lot of trouble with copyright strikes with that sort of thing. But with music, I will say that if you can do music, I'm terrible at music. I cannot do it for the life of me. But if you can do music, it's definitely one of the most searched terms on YouTube. So you'll definitely do well if you can make your own music and stuff. It should be one of those things that will just blow up. My dad does music, but don't search it up. It's not very good. I'm sorry. My dad's gonna be like watching this at some point and going, I hate you. I hate you. He's getting there. He's doing baking videos now actually, which is quite good. I like those. They're good, but the music's not so good. He's gonna kill me. I shouldn't have said that on camera. Wee Man's World says afternoon. How's it going? And so we've got about 5 minutes. I'm going to go off because my throat is literally drier than Nat's ass right now. So I'm going to go off in a minute. Shane Unknown does YouTube. Yep. Alright, there's my last little slither of water. Alright, any last minute questions before I go? Because I'm going to go about 12 o'clock. I think we're about a few minutes off of that. What time is it actually? Because I did start slightly early. We've got 9 minutes. Alright, we'll go to 12 o'clock. So if you've got any last minute questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Anything at all, like, I mean, you can ask about equipment, you can ask about upcoming videos, you can ask about who's the loudest snorer when we go on road trips, anything you like. The answer to that is me. I am definitely the loudest snorer. If you want a room tour, I can show you that if you want. It's not that interesting, but I can give you a room tour. Most memorable find. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up between two. So either Dead Dave. If you guys remember Dead Dave, he was like a model, like a mannequin thing that we found in like this factory. We made him an Instagram account and everything. So I don't know if you can actually go on Instagram and search Dead Dave and it'll come up. It's just hilarious. Either Dead Dave or the vintage car we did recently. That was fantastic because it was so unexpected. We did this farmhouse and the farmhouse was all right. It wasn't that interesting. There wasn't much to see. There was a few little bits and pieces and stuff, and we were about to leave and Colin goes, I just want to check in this building. So he jumps up, does his little climbing thing that he does. He climbs way better than I do, and jumps up into this window and he's like, there's a vintage car in there. I'm like, yeah, fuck off. I don't believe you for a second. He's always winding me up, so I was like, yeah, right, whatever. But there was a vintage car, in a 1940s vintage car, and yeah, I've never seen one in that good a condition that's just left somewhere. So it's either one of those two, Dead Dave or the vintage car, I think. Are there any places you're really excited to explore? Yeah, any places. As long as I can go outside, that's fine. I think Chernobyl has definitely obviously been on my list for a while. Gutted that I haven't already been, because obviously Neil went, and then Neil and was it Neil? I think Neil and his friend went. I think, and it was Neil and Warren went, and I didn't get to go. So I was like, I really want to go. And I was planning on going last year, but obviously then we had COVID. So this is something that both me and Colin have been planning for a while. So hopefully, as long as everything goes all right, we don't get into another wave. September that we'll be doing that. So yeah, definitely that. What gigabyte PS4 is that? So the PS4 you can see in the background, that's my girlfriend's. My one's downstairs. That I think is 500 gig. Mine's 250. I've got to change my tenor-pad in a minute. Like the words. Mr. Shannon, like, really? Seriously? Oh, you do make me laugh. Room tour sounds great. Okay, room tour. Okay, room tour for the last few minutes, and then we're going to call it a day. It's really not that interesting, I promise you. So, here's the bed where I sleep, and you'll see lots of videos in future, probably. I've got my... What have I got over here? Live on air thing. I've got some Star Wars heads and my water bottle. Water bottle? Water glass. Glass of water. I'll get there in the end. And we've got Grogu, because he's not Baby Yoda. Grogu. All the pops and stuff. Quite a few different ones. All those. And then we've got my pops over here. Oh my, it's not Baby Yoda. It's Grogu. We've got the child, or Grogu, and some more. I do love I was going to say Baby Yoda. Grogu, I love Grogu. Hands up, come on, hands up if you think Baby Yoda is a better name, though. Come on, let's be honest. It is such a better name. So all of the pops and stuff. Why the name Tazer? We've already covered that in this stream. Basically, it was a brand name, and everyone just started calling me Tazer. So, yeah. Oculus Rift. All my equipment is stored down here. So I've got all my GoPros and bits and pieces. Microphones. Lights and flashes. Reflectors, lights, battery packs. Cameras, masks, lenses, etc. And then tripods, and there's things like there's lights and stuff over here, and bulbs, and yeah, some more bits and pieces down there. There's absolutely loads. I've got so much equipment, it's unreal. And that's pretty much it. We've obviously got a few bits and pieces over here. Fallout 4 and Hedwig from Harry Potter, which is a Lego model. Switch, my girlfriend's Switch, PS4, TV. That's kind of it. There's really not that much to show. So yeah, what do you guys say anyway? Let's go back up. What's your favourite place on? What's your favourite place on all abandoned places? Do you mean of all abandoned places? I don't know. I think there's so many. I get asked this question so many times. It depends on what the day is and how I feel that day as to what I say. I think for me, one of my favourite and most memorable ones is probably going to be the cinemas. So any of the cinemas we've done, they're all fantastic. I do love an abandoned cinema. So yeah, I mean, that one in... actually, I can't say where it is, but it's pretty obvious because it was in the newspaper. But the one that we did where we found the original features behind the screen, I think that was fantastic, and the whole venture of that. We literally explored that place top to bottom. We was up in the rafters at one point, so finding little bits and pieces. So yeah, I think for me they are the most memorable. They were fantastic explores. Oops, why are those? Never seen Star Wars. You've never seen Star Wars, really? To be fair though, if you haven't seen Star Wars, a good place to actually start is The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian, you don't really need to have seen Star Wars to get it. It's quite good as a standalone thing. Baby Yoda rocks. Love the equipment drawers. Right. Okay, right. I'm going to leave it there, guys. We've been going over now, isn't it? What time is it now? Yeah, we've got like 2 minutes left. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I really didn't think anyone was going to join me. I thought we'd have like maybe 2 people because where everyone's allowed out now, I thought, they're going to be out exploring or doing whatever or working and stuff. So thank you for joining me on this, what day are we on? Tuesday. On this Tuesday afternoon. And I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully be very soon. Like I said, tomorrow, going out exploring, and there should be some new content very soon after that. It might still be a bit spotty in terms of regularity for a while because obviously we're still kind of up and down with COVID and stuff. So fingers crossed we could start getting back to weekly videos soon. Might not be right away. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again later on. Bye. Have a good day. See ya.